Thank you, Sue. So when Sue invited me to talk to the stage today, she asked me to express my wish list. And frankly speaking, it doesn't happen very frequently that people ask me for a wish list. So I was very chuffed by this. And a wish list for a call for action. So being myself an engineer, working in the infrastructure sector, and dealing with engineers on a daily basis, I wanted to bring the human side of engineering to a certain extent, and to start analyzing aspects of engineering that maybe us as engineers, we don't consider very much. So first of all, a call for action on what we should stop doing. And the first aspect is that we should stop believing that the UN SDGs, or global goals, is a soft approach to development. Because I'm used to talk about sustainability to colleagues, engineers, and they think that sustainability is a cost. Sustainability is related to the environment only. They don't have a role to play on sustainability. But actually, they have a huge role to play. And we need to make sense to them about what sustainability is. And so the UN SDGs is not a wishful thinking that comes from New York, from the United Nations, from somewhere there in Manhattan, which is really cool. And they are not applicable to the UK and to any other developed country. They are fully applicable. If we look at the SDGs, and actually we forget that they are 17, and we look at the global goals, and the little writing there, they make potentially more sense to us, because we relate to them much more. The second wish I have is that we should stop thinking that somebody else will deliver, will address them for us. It is us, each of us, within our sphere of influence, a sphere of power. And this is, again, another aspect that if we mention UN SDGs, we think immediately that governments are going to address them. And yes, governments, they have a role to play, but I think business and citizens as well, they do have a role to play. And the last one, the last stop, is that we should stop thinking that this is utopia. We should stop thinking that 2030 is far away. And we should start thinking that actually we need to address them now. So, first of all, let's see what we can do. So now it is the positive part of the list. Let's start learning what's going on in the UK, for instance, on the UN SDGs. Let's see who is out there, or in here, doing already good stuff on the SDGs. Let's learn what they are doing on the goals, each of them together, in partnership. This is already a good start. And then see what we can do within, again, our sphere of influence, in the products, services we provide, in our internal operations, because we have an influence, we have an impact in the projects. I'm thinking about our organization, and we design engineering, we design infrastructures, and we deliver them. We do project management. And sometimes we focus on the technical solutions that is always possible to find. But we need to think about technical solutions that actually deliver value for society, for the environment. So we need to look at a bigger, much bigger picture, and we do that. What we need to do is also understand the connectivity. If you look at the 17 logos there, you see 17 units. But when you touch on each of them, you touch on all the others. They are interconnected. Now, you don't see the connections there, maybe, but they are, and that's unavoidable. So we need to start thinking and seeing them as connecting among each other, and we need to leverage the benefits of each of them in working in those terms, and to minimize the negative impacts and unwanted consequences. Another wish I have is really that we need to start thinking in forming partnerships. Most of them, most of them, let's say, we cannot deliver them on our own. I'm thinking about the climate change. The mitigation aspects are pretty straightforward. We all know what we can do us as individuals on mitigating climate change. But we think about the adaptation aspect. Us as individuals, we feel a bit limited. This is a call for action to the bigger society. So partnership is absolutely crucial. So, and the very last wish is for the infrastructure sector, the construction sector. SDG 9 is there, right at the center, and talks about infrastructure. But as I said before, this is just one, or the main one. This is a golden gate to affect all the others. There are some other gates, because effectively, if we look at the clean water and sanitation, the affordable energy, the sustainable cities and communities, and the climate actions, these are all within the immediate reach of the built environment. But effectively, the real power of the SDGs is not just working on one or the other, but it is working on all of them, because there are the connections there. So I think that if I can express myself, this is the biggest wish I have for all of us. See 17 facets of the same. So I think this is pretty much all for me, Sue.